what was a good memory from the production of the film that you would like to share? Was there anything really good about it, like
The whole thing.
the whole
The whole
thing?
thing. I'm just kidding. I mean, it was definitely a good memory. I'd probably say there was this little kind of scarecrow looking thing, like in the lawn of, because it was like a parking lot. It's basically downtown Arlington, Texas, and there's like there's like a big cinema theater right across the street, and there's restaurants on the other side, and there's this like kind of medium-sized parking lot, and that's kind of why everything is like stores everywhere. But there's also like this little sliver of grass with a like fountain in the middle, and in that grass there's like this little scarecrow looking thing. And after the scene where DJ gets his neck sliced, he actually had like blood all over him because we had filled up like a little red balloon with fake blood, and he was holding in this note, and that's how the blood was coming out. Like, it was
Oh,
practical. Yeah, so I thought that was a genius idea. But
that's pretty
anyway,
cool.
thank you. But he had blood like all down his shirt. And of course, he just want to stay on a shirt covered in blood. So he took the shirt off and put it on the scarecrow. And it was just kind of creepy the whole time. So I guess
There's just a scarecrow with like a low key bloody.
yeah, we would just be sitting in the car waiting for the next shot to set up, and we'd just be looking at this little thing with like a bloody shirt just flowing in the wind. It just looks creepy. And it's just
But people were like walking.
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure the next day people were like, "What the hell?"
yeah,
Yeah, but at the time, I mean, I don't even know if it's a good memory. It's just the most vivid memory, I guess.
yeah.
That's fun. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
How long did it take to like make the whole entire film, would you say?
So, do you mean from like writing to like finish, like post production, or you mean just like production, like just filming?
Just everything in general. Like,
Everything?
mm-hmm.
Probably like a week. Like I had the idea and was telling one of the lead actors about it, because all three of us are actually real friends in real life, and we had made multiple skits together. And I was like, it was supposed to be kind of like a skit, but it came out so good. I was like, okay, it'd be a film. So I told him about it one day. I hadn't written anything down yet, just a solid idea. And then we all kind of agreed that there would be a cool idea. We'll have nothing else to do. And he was in town because he actually lives in California. So I wrote the script, sent it out to them, made a couple of revisions all in that one day. We had already set a day when we were going to do it. And then we did it like, I think the next couple of days after, I think 2 days after actually. And then we filmed that all in one night, and from like 7 p.m. all the way to 5 a.m. in the morning. And we filmed everything. And then I immediately went home and started editing. And I literally edited for like 2 days straight. The longest thing was the effect at the end.
Oh yeah, was the lady?
Yeah, when she at the end, when she screams and her mouth is like ripping and dry. Yeah, that was probably took the longest. I mean, it wasn't even that hard. It just took long because it's a VFX, and I mean, I don't have the most amazing computer, so it takes a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it didn't take long at all. We moved quick, especially me, because since I do most of everything myself, I do the edits, the cinematography, record, do all the everything. It's usually like in home, boom, boom, boom. Like I'm just stuck to my computer pretty much. So.
Okay, yeah,
Not at all.
That's pretty good. Let me see. Yeah. I guess this has already been answered, but was it hard to shoot the film at the location you chose?
No. I mean, not really. It was pretty nice. I think we chose a really good day, because that night it was a weekday. Mm-hmm. So, and there's usually like there's a bar / restaurant right there. So usually on a weekend it could be pretty packed and loud. But on that day they closed a little bit earlier. I made sure what time everything closed around that area, so I knew nobody would be kind of asking questions. And it was fairly simple. There were a couple of unhoused people there. But they were really chill. They didn't bother us at all. I mean, they asked us questions at one point, but they're doing their own thing, mind their own business. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was actually really simple. Besides the cops driving by, if anything, that just made us feel more safe. I mean, we weren't doing anything wrong. So and if they would have told us to leave, we would just came back the next day.
So it was just like,
Yeah, it was just like they're driving by, and so it's pretty easy.
Okay. Did you use any like specific tools in the film? Like what kind of tools did you use, like camera wise? and programs and stuff like that?
For the script, we use Celtics. I always use Celtics. I actually just recently started using something called Milanote. It's not something I use for the film, but I know a lot of young filmmakers might see this, or filmmakers my age might see this. So Milanote, look it up. For filming, we use the Blackmagic, of course, Blackmagic 4K. It's like the most popular camera out now. I think we use Sigma lenses. I'm not exactly sure because they weren't mine at the time. Like, you can kind of see mine right here, and that's for sure Sigma lens.
Uh-huh.
But at the time, I didn't have a Blackmagic, so I'm not sure exactly what they were shooting on. I think in Rokinon lenses, didn't really use any lights. Everything was mostly natural lighting, which is pretty good. We used a very cheap boom or shotgun mic I got from Amazon that I still use today because it actually did pretty good. Regular boom pole, just wrapped the cord around. I didn't really have any of the nice equipment at that point. And then shoulder rigged. For editing, we did everything in Premiere Pro. Now I use DaVinci Resolve, though I didn't upgrade it. I did use After Effects for the VFX. That's pretty much it, I think, as far as I can think.
Huh. Okay. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, I have a friend who does film, and she was telling me about what she used, and she did a stop motion, and she used a camera and over 700 shots and stuff like that, and I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah,
that's a different beast right there. Stop motion. Oof.
Yeah.
That's a different talent.
Yeah, no, I can never. I don't have the patience for sure.
I don't think I would either.
Let me see. Were there any effects that you used in the film that you think had were meaningful to like the overall plot, such as like sounds or sound effects or filters or stuff like that?
Definitely sound. I've learned over time that sound is gold. A lot of people say your film is 50%, 50 video, 50. Nah, I mean, most people will tell you sound is like everything in a film, and I believe that just because it does so much for the film. Especially at the end is where I really layered sounds, and I use epidemicsound.com. They have like a huge sound library that I love, and that's where I got a lot of sounds from. The effect at the end is pretty, I guess, important to the story, but I mean, a lot of people don't like it just because they feel like they see it a lot, which I understand, but I think it kind of fit with what I want her to be as a monster, not necessarily like a jump scare, but as her actual like abilities, like how she devours men, she like completely eats them whole. But yeah, sound, definitely. I would say sound all the way is probably the most important thing for the film. I would definitely.
Okay. Well, then is there anything else you would like to add about the overall production of the film that you feel like is important or anything like that?
More coming with that specific character.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like the production in general, I would say planning is key, just in general. A lot of times I would come up with ideas and just kind of go off a whim and just start shooting them. Like I have a film that I literally shot from front to back, and it took like maybe a week, and it was all at home. And the film was like booty cakes just because I barely put any effort into actually planning it. And I think that's one of the biggest keys. So I mean, as a filmmaker, your biggest ally is going to be planning. Like people say, having a production Bible on hand will save your life, and that's not a joke. Like have every single shot planned, all the information about the shot, like the whole script, like 3 or 4 different scripts for each character with their lines highlighted with notes next to them. Like having all of that will literally make a production so much smoother. And I did not have that on that set, and it still came out pretty good. But imagine if I did have it.
Yeah, make it just clean transitions, all that kind of junk.
Yeah, it would be way better, in my opinion.
Okay, well then I think this concludes the interview. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the recording.